Hello, everyone, and welcome to Identity Insights by Indicio. This is a show dedicated to bringing you the news and education in the digital identity community. Today, I am joined by Char Howland to discuss getting started in a career in decentralized identity and the Indicio Associate Program. Thanks so much for making time for me today, Char. Would you like to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Of course. Yeah. Thanks for having me today, Tim. I work at Indicio as a software engineer. I started at Indicio exactly a year ago as an associate, and I had just graduated with a physics degree. And so I started as an associate software engineer, which was great because even though it's not an uncommon path from physics to software engineering, there was and always is so much more to learn. So joining as an associate was a great way to get started and have the chance to learn a lot while jumping right in and working on client projects. So I work on the Python team. I also, we together co-moderate the Hyperledger Identity Implementers Working Group, and I live in Denver, Colorado. So that's a little bit about me.
All right, very cool. That sounds like an interesting path into software engineering for sure. Would you mind telling us just in your own words what the Indicio Associates Program is?
Definitely. So the purpose of the associate program is to help people who are starting their careers or making a career transition to get the experience they need to move into a full-time position. And so there are a few different aspects to the program. One of them is the mentorship aspect. Each associate gets to choose a mentor from any of the full-time employees at the company. And so instead of assigning mentors to associates, we let them decide in which areas they want to grow professionally, whether that's going deeper or more technical with skills related to their day-to-day work, or whether that's something completely different from what their role is. So for associates, you are given paid time to use the time of anybody on the team to work on your own professional development goals. Another aspect of the program is that we help prepare associates for their 90-day reviews by giving them a guide that lays out exactly how to prepare for this meeting and what questions they will be asked. So there's a lot of transparency in that process, and then also opportunities for the associate to give feedback in return on how they're managed and the company in general. So this helps make this meeting a productive two-way conversation rather than a stressful grilling situation. And then we also have a training curriculum that helps to onboard associates to decentralized identity, you know, the why behind everything that Indicio does. We also have training on working on an open source project and how to get involved with the many open source communities that we work with. And then additionally, some more technical specific trainings. So that's an overview of what the program is currently.
Very cool. So how did you get started in the program? How did you find it? Did you know you want to do decentralized identity stuff, or did you just think it would be a cool position and a place to practice some of your software engineering skills?
Yeah, so I found out about Indicio through the Career Center at my university, and I was really excited because this position aligned well with my qualifications, and I was really intrigued by what I was learning about the company and what I was investigating in relation to digital identity, decentralization, blockchain. And then the people who I work with daily now who interviewed me were all very warm and friendly and took great care in answering my questions about the company and decentralized identity and the role. And I was also really excited to work at a public benefit corporation that really thinks about impact and this sphere of digital identity and data verification is very important and only becoming more important. So it felt like a really exciting place to be.
Very true. I think most people don't think very much about digital identity until it's brought up as a problem. So how did you prepare for the role? What was the first 60 or 90 days like? What was your entrance process?
Yeah, so first I started off with those general trainings that I mentioned, and then some more specific technical trainings related to the projects that I was about to jump into. And it worked really well because my manager chose a first project for me that really needed to be done for a client, but it was also a great introduction to the technology. So I focused on that only for a while. That was on testing, so it was a great way to figure out how things work and write tests to validate that they are working as they should. And then as I got more experience with that, I started picking up work on other projects and developing more of a broad understanding of the many different projects that we do work on. So it's just been a gradual process of gaining more experience, asking for help, and getting more independent.
All right, very cool. So you offer a pretty unique perspective and that you came through the program and now you're heading it up. Could you offer us a little bit of insight into how the program's changed since you've been here?
Yeah, yes, and it's been helpful, I think, to bring my own experience as an associate while also leading the program. Just thinking about what it was like to start learning all of this and jump into this world that I didn't know anything about beforehand. What pieces of understanding clicked into place when, and how to use those ideas to inform how to run the program. And so it was definitely a challenge, but an exciting challenge to be figuring out this role myself while also taking the long view of the program. And I've definitely been grateful for that experience. I've really appreciated the mentorship aspect of the program. I work on the tech team, but I asked the VP of governance to be my mentor to work on communication skills, and we meet regularly, and he's helped me write multiple blog posts and prepare for presentations. So this is really helpful because I don't write or present too much in my day-to-day role as a software engineer, but because of the program, I get to have all this great support in developing those skills. And then in terms of things that have changed since I've been here, I think we have some more things in place that give structure to the program, like having the formal write-up for the 90-day review, preparation and discussion. And then I've been able to create some resources around mentorship. We also have some regular associate hangout calls where we just get to chat and get to know each other, play games. So it's fun to have that community building aspect. And then the program has definitely grown a lot in numbers. So that's been exciting to see new associates hired on, and also to see associates hired into full-time positions.
All right, awesome. And what does that transition look like? Do most of our associates transition into full-time roles? Do a lot of people just see it as, a kind of summer job? How does it look for most people?
Yeah, I think a lot of people think of the associate program is a long onboarding process to being full time, and so that's great, especially if somebody is still in school. They can do this on the side, and we've had people who have then gotten hired full time as soon as they graduate. And so some of the things that are looked at in terms of moving it from the associate program to a full-time position are technical skills, independence, quality of work, that sort of thing. And these are all things that are discussed in the 90-day review, which again it's a two-way conversation. And so that's a good way to get a read on how things are going and where somebody is in terms of that progression to full-time. So.
All right, very cool. So do you have any goals that you're currently working on? Is there anything that you're looking to implement in, say, the next 6 to 12 months?
Yeah, I would say my main goal for the program is to give more structure to the trainings and continue, or add more trainings and continue to gather more technical and non-technical trainings to offer the associates. This feels important because we want the program to be as welcoming and useful as possible to everyone, especially and including people who haven't come straight from a computer science degree or a boot camp, or a program that is directly related to whatever their role is at Indicio. And so a lot of us have interesting, winding career paths, and as much support as we can give to those transitions, the better.
All right, awesome. So it looks like we're just about coming up on time here, but before we go, if you would leave us with, if someone was on the fence for the associate program, what would you say to kind of sell them on it being, a positive experience or something that might help them with their career?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think it's a great way to jump in and get lots of experience. That's the challenge aspect. But at the same time, you'll be on a team that is very happy to support you, and you'll have many avenues for reaching out for help and guidance. So I think it's a great balance of challenging yourself and getting out of your comfort zone professionally, while also having this welcoming community and people who are really happy to help, and they understand that it's so much to learn all at once. You get to do real important work directly for clients in this exciting emerging tech field. And I think it's a good balance because we're established enough to have some good processes and organization, but we're not so large and hierarchical and bureaucratic that you can't try on many different hats and follow your interests and develop professionally in the ways that you want to.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, that sounds like a great time for sure. So it looks like we are out of time. Thank you so much again for joining me today, Char. To learn more about the Indicio Associates program, you can visit the link in the description. And if you have any questions or topics that you'd like to learn a bit more about, please leave a comment below. We'll be sure to read them and get back to you. Thanks again, Char. Is there anything that you'd like to plug before we go?
Yeah, the last thing is that we have several associate roles open currently, so please don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions about those, and we really hope that you apply and come join the team.